Yo, dating in Atlanta, they don't play. It is a whole different aura. Like, their dating is nothing like up here. Let me tell you guys that.
You do the things that I like. Oh. Come wine for me, cocky till you feel better. Yeah, you are champion.
What's up, it's everything, man. You know it's me. For me, I just hit myself on a sign. Ow, that shit hurts so bad. Before we get to the video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell and you notify you hitting these. Like, before you get into it, I'm sorry guys, I got a problem with lip sex. Like, I'm all over the place. I can't concentrate. My lips is chapped. I don't like chapped lips. So, but before we get into it, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell so you notify when I'm dropping these bangers. Period. Look at these eyelashes, guys. I don't know. They just been falling off. I just think the individual is not for me. I don't know. I'm still learning how to like care for them and stuff. Cause I sleep wild and I be forgetting they on my face and they just been bothering me. I just been pulling them off and losing my lashes while I'm at it. Like, it's just going all wrong. I feel like y'all a little bit far from me. Hold me adjust my camera for a second. Better? We're more up close, we're up personal. As you guys see by the title, we're doing another story time. I had to tell you guys this because it just was like, it blew my mind. So if you guys watched my previous 2 videos, I believe is when I went to Atlanta. So obviously, you know, things happened in Atlanta that I wanted to come and talk to you about separately. I didn't want to include it in my vlog. However, today is now the day. The time is now right now. Okay, I was playing a game and as a joke, it was like create a dating profile on like Tinder, BLK, whatever the case might be. So I did it because at the end of the day I was playing the game and it was a dare, so I did it. And I was like, whatever, for hoo-ha, I just put my socials on there, follow my socials and whatever. So I don't know, I turned off notifications because at the end of the day it was just a joke. So it wasn't that I was taking serious. It is what it is. Like, I don't care. I don't need to go online to meet people, like, duh. And one day my friend was just asleep. She slept, it was like 1 o'clock and she was still asleep. So I just said, let me go on it just for hoo-ha's. Boom, I went on it. We're gonna give him we're gonna call him we're gonna give him a name Hulk because he was beefy. He was like a Hulk for real. He was, let me just describe him to y'all. Tall, 6 foot, I don't even know how much, 6 foot something, let's say 6'2", black, muscular, just fine. That man was fine. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. He swiped right away because he messaged me and said hey. So I said, you know, hey back or whatever the case is. And he's like, oh, you're in Atlanta. Because, you know, if you have Tinder, it like syncs to your location wherever you at on the app. So he's like, oh, you're in Atlanta, da, da, da. And I'm like, oh, I leave tomorrow. And he was just more of a sense of, oh, what you doing today? And I'm like, nothing, I'm chilling. And he was like, can I take you out? And I'm more of like, I was like, no, because we just started talking. And then you guys know that Atlanta is so high on sex trafficking. So I was just like, red flag, not really. I called him or whatever the case is, and he was just mad chill. I don't call it a date because I call it a getting to know you. Because at the end of the day, I'm getting to know you. I can't classify as a date. You can't put me on it. At least I don't feel like the first day of meeting somebody we're already in a date. Like, no, it was getting to know. And I was bored and my friend was asleep. So I was like, okay. So he happened to be only 15 minutes away from where I was or whatever the case is. So he came and got me and he brought me to Fayetteville, I think it was Fayetteville, where Rick Ross' house. That house is big as fuck. On his gate, he got the double R's on his gate, like that. We were like legit 2 seconds away from his house. He brought me to this rich neighborhood. I mean, multi-million-dollar houses and stuff like that. And we got gelato. It was so good. It was like a carrot cake. It was just bomb. It was just good as hell. So we sitting there, he talking whatever the case is, and like, even during the conversation, hold on guys, somebody calling me. Who's this? Come on the phone. So yeah, so we're sitting there. Well, you know, as we're talking, like I'm getting catch up. I'm like, I'm sure you're not gonna kidnap me. I was like, people know where I'm at. Like, I will defend myself. Wrong girl. I will do what, and however it turns out. Because this is a self-defense law. We're in the state. This is a self-defense state. I mean, so I will defend myself by all means necessary. Why first somebody try to open my door? Anyways, moving along. So we're there, we're in the car, we're talking. It's like the way he's talking is like, oh, like there's no such thing as a faithful man, and 99% of men are gonna cheat if they haven't already. They're thinking about it. So I'm looking at him like, are you a cheater? I asked him straight about, are you a cheater? So he's, first of all, let me give you a little bit about him. He's 29 years old, successful as hell. He's a multi-million-dollar himself. He's a real estate agent. He owns God knows how many properties, Airbnbs, woo-doo-woo-doo-wah. Like, he literally have like the king life. Like, you know, he don't do nothing for himself. He don't cook for himself. He don't make his bed. He does nothing at all. Like, nothing at all. He is very much so like an African king, because his roots are African. Even though he was born up here, his roots are African. So I kind of should have low-key knew that a catch was coming up, because no offense, but that's African culture. Like, you know, they have more than one woman and da-da-da-da, and they're okay with that, and that's their culture. And hey, you can't be mad at somebody for what they were raised on or how they were brought up. Like, that's just their life. That's what they know. Let's get into it. So he was like, I was like, so are you a cheater? And he was like, oh, like, he just kept dubbing the question. I'm like, no, I'm talking about you. I kept reverting it back. I'm like, I'm talking about you. Are you a cheater? Looked at him, he's like, what do you think is cheating? And I'm like, no, we're not playing. You're too smart and you're too old to be, we're not playing this mind game. So he was like, I put it like this, I'm poly friendly. Okay. It's one thing to be in something polygamous, and nothing to have, like, I guess they're, dating in Atlanta, they don't play. It is a whole different aura. Like, their dating is nothing like up here. Let me tell you guys that. This man turned to me, he was like, I classify myself as an ism. So I'm like, he's like, what do you know what that is? I'm like, no, what is an ism? I'm confused. Like, what is an ism? He was like, Google it. So I Googled it, and I'm like, is this what it is? Because he was like, IZM. I'm like, okay, IZM. I'm still like, ism. I'm still not getting the definition. I'm not getting the point. I'm still confused. He pull up his phone. He is a pimp. This man is a whole pimp. And I'm looking at him like, yo, people really fucking, that shit is really still very much so real in today's society. And I'm like, pimpism? That's what the fuck you meant? Why are you just gonna tell you was a pimp? So I said, now I'm intrigued, because I'm like, I feel like I'm like sitting in front of somebody who can legit give me the ins and outs to that type of life. Because at the end of the day, that is a lifestyle for a lot of people, especially in Atlanta, but it ain't my lifestyle. He was like, he don't feel as if there's such as an independent woman and woo-doo-woo-doo-wah, and he feel like every woman just needs a man. They can't make it on their own. And I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, what do you do? He gonna say, he turned to me and said, every woman that he deals with have to be 100% devoted to him. I mean, when you work how I work, gotta put my bank account, my payment to his business bank account. He pays for all the bills, but when we want something, we gotta ask, and we gotta do what he say, and that every person get a hour in a day, or get a certain time frame in a day, and you have to earn it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it just blew my mind, because I'm like, these people really, you know, Atlanta's a fast pace. Even going into the mall, everybody got a Louis bag, everybody got this, like, it's a up, you gotta keep up, pretty much. So you gotta keep up. Like, they will leave you behind if you're not up to speed. They will leave your ass. You get what I'm trying to say? That's the drift I get from Atlanta, especially when you like in the middle of the heart of what's going on, or in the heart of downtown or whatever. Like, that's a fast pace. Fast, you better be up there. You better be up there. So a lot of people will do whatever they got to do to stay in that. See me, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I will work my ass off, even if it takes me a week to get something that will take you a second to get. I much rather get it my own. Like, I'm gonna get it myself. I don't know. I just feel like it's one thing to have somebody who's taking care of you, and one thing to be pimped out. Like, I should ask him, like, okay, so do you make these girls sleep with other people too? Because I could never. People with money, I'm not gonna say men, but people with money really, like, they say money's the root of all evil, and it really is. Like, people really do feel as if money really will make you do crazy ass things, change your lifestyle around, be a different person. Who? I'm looking at him like, boy, you are, I can't even say you cuckoo for cuckoo puss, because that's your lifestyle. That's what you do. And he was like, oh, you never met nobody like me before. And I'm like, you damn fucking right. I have not. And I feel like there's so many people also in Atlanta who will still take care of you and still want to do everything for you. And you don't gotta be their pimp or they're your pimp or whatever the fuck it works. It just was a crazy experience. Like, it wasn't like, you know, I was safe with him. He never tried to make a move off me. He never nothing. He picked me up safely, dropped me off safely. Like, he wanted to see me later on that night, but I'm like, yeah, no, because I know what you want and I'm not giving it to you. And nobody just like, that's weird. I don't know. I feel like people, you can go out, you can get to know somebody, you can do friendly outings, you can do dates, you can do whatever. It don't have to lead to sex. And I'm just like, yeah. That's why I pumped the fucking brakes and put in the plug, because I don't know who you thought. Listen. I'm not knocking you for what you used to, but I am not used to that. That is not for me. I don't want to be anywhere, because he was like, no. So he was texting my phone like, oh, what you doing at X, Y, and Z amount of time? Like, I think he said like 8 or 9 o'clock or something like that. Or he said 9 to 10. Pretty much that's a booty call hour, and Irene is not nobody's booty call. So with that being said, I was just like this, respectfully. I never texted him back. I never called him back. I never did anything like that. I just kind of just went about my life like it was just okay. I just knew that that's not something that I am looking for. I'm not looking for anything anyways. This was a joke. The dating app was a joke. So I really was not, I'm not looking for anything serious, and I damn sure ain't looking for that. No ma'am. Next, my quick little story time about what the little friendly outing I went on in Atlanta, because I just thought it was weird. I wanted to come share it with y'all, and comment down below if y'all hear it just other places. Like, is Atlanta the only place that still have pimps? Because I don't know, I think Miami is prone to it too. It's just, you just never know who you're going to meet. You know who you gonna meet. I mean, at the end of the day, it was, I think I call it educational. Like, I learned something that I did not know. For me, you know, Atlanta used to be in my plans to move to, but little things like that just makes me kind of reevaluate. Do I really want to go into that type of, you know, be in that type of fast-paced environment 24/7? Even when my, you know, social media career takes off for me, do I really want to be so up close? Like, y'all know my personality is in your face anyway, but it gave me something to think about. Comment down below, like I said, if this is your first time you're hearing this too, if you knew about it, like, let me know what y'all thinking, because maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just being extra, maybe I'm thinking and looking at it reading a little bit too deep into it, but I just thought overall it was a crazy ass experience. Like, I was not used to that. It just blew my mind. I'm like, y'all really fucking do that? Yeah, people with money really. That's it, guys. With that being said, if you have not already, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell if you have not already. Like I said, you gotta hit that bell. You can know if I'm posting these bangers, guys. And with that being said, Irene is out. Love you guys so much. Comment down below how your day's going, and I'm out of here. Boom.
You do the things them that I like. Oh, come wine for me, cocky till you feel better. Yeah, you a champion, body rock.